who you are and the people you meet, that'll kind of show you where you're at in life.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you allow people like that, how do you, when you're coaching somebody, when you tell them how your friends are and how they are, how do you allow that to be part of your teaching, your coaching?
Well, it really is always about the client's agenda. So if it is about a friend that they're bringing to the coaching, it really has to be on the situation that's going on. And what happens a lot of times when people are going through consciousness and changing, there are decisions that have to be made. Some friends you may have to let go of. Some friends will support you. Some friends will love you, and some friends may not. The ones that support you are your real friends. For you to become who you truly are, and whoever is there with you is a true friend. People will hold you back, will try to hold you back, because a lot of times when we're creating potential for ourselves, it can be painful for a friend because it reminds them of the potential that they have, and they fear losing you. So really with coaching, if it's a big concern, I can help my clients coach their friend to get as close as possible to help them break out and work the relationship and see how they can work together and bring the friend to coaching, you know, how important it is. But the real reality of when we're going up in consciousness is friends. We have friends a lifetime. We have friends for a couple of years. Our friends leave us, and it's really about just being conscious of the decisions we're making within the relationship and how that's going to serve both the client and the friend. It's really just being conscious about the whole entire life and not making fast decisions, because you can really make good decisions when you have coaching skills, when you know how to communicate, when you have access to a coach. Because if that relationship needs to be repaired because it's worth moving forward with, because there's love, then we can work on that. There's no problems in coaching, only solutions.
That's the thing. That's about life. There's always just solutions, and there's just pathways to a higher place. But it's the willingness to expand. And really, how do you feel the willingness to expand into your next paradigm is really by letting go of everything you thought you couldn't do?
Absolutely. You know, we have this thought in our society that surrender means giving up. Surrender is one of the most powerful practices that we can have, and it's just surrendering. And typically when we surrender, there's a void. And many people feel uncomfortable in this void because it's empty. But the nature of the universe is there's nothing empty. There's nothing empty. If we dig a hole in the earth, it's not going to stay empty forever. It's going to be filled with water. Something will fill it. So it's really what people fear that I find is that void, because it's uncomfortable. But in that void, when we are conscious, we can choose to fill that void with love. A lot of people, when they get that void, they fill it with eating. They fill it with bad behaviors, bad habits. But when you're doing this consciously and you're consciously surrendering, you understand that you're going to feel a void, and it could be something uncomfortable when you're getting used to it. But you don't have to fill it with anything. You can just fill it with pure energy, pure love. And that's how we expand our love, by letting go and consciously choosing not to replace that habit that we just let go of with a new one. We replace it with love. And that's how we expand more.
And really that void is just a new blueprint your subconscious being designed.
Mm-hmm. That's why when people are addicted to different things and they go through the void, they have to pick up something else, because they're unconscious that the void is the act of creation. That void is probably the most powerful time in your life, because you get to choose what you want to do with it. And when you do, and I'm sure you realize it, Rob, going through your breakdown of your ego, that you've probably come to sometimes where you felt that void a little bit, or letting go and that surrendering, how incredibly powerful it is. Because when that's gone, you feel lighter, you have more energy, you can do more things, and you live in the now because that weight isn't pulling on you anymore.
And that's true. And that's what I call my confusion, because you can try to do stuff, or you can really open out and try, but you know what? The void is filled with a new blueprint as you develop the blueprint through your everyday life. And you know, a lot of people have a fear of their everyday life and using that as a positive growth in the negativity of the world. You know, the negativity of the world is actually a teacher of the positive for me.
Absolutely.
And see, you know, anybody can be negative. But you know what? When you can be positive in the world, you will soon manifest the positive people to be with you. Do you see that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you're out there having fun, people want to have fun with you. You know, it's a light, and people are attracted to the light. And what's so incredible is when you start letting go of who you're not and you start showing up with who you are, you will enter a room and people will be attracted to you, and they won't know why. Because people want kindness. People want to connect. They want to see that light. They want to see the hope. So they flock to you, and they want to spend time with you because you just make them feel good. Because you know what? When you go through consciousness and you go through energy and you go through energy leadership and high potential coaching, you understand the power of letting go. And when you see somebody that's holding on, you have such compassion for them, and they know it, and they want to be with you. And that's the most incredible experience.
And we are getting down to the hour here. And you said something right there, the word understand. When you can use the word understand, you can expand through anything.
Absolutely. It's all about expanding in consciousness and energy.
Yeah. And, Kerri, please give out your information again. And this has been a great show with you. I really have enjoyed it. Anyway, give out your information.
Okay, it is ipotentialcoaching.com. My email address is k_myers@ipotentialcoaching.com. And my business line is 954-384-8847.
And thank you. And I've got to give Chad and Sunny Lily of Aware Talk Radio, Inner Circle Publishing. If anybody has a book to publish or anything, get a hold of Chad at www.innercirclepublishing.com. And Chad is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. Him and his wife, Sunny, they're really good people. And I wanted to make sure, and there's a lot of good hosts on Aware Talk Radio. And, Kerri, I really want to thank you for being on the show before we run out of time here, because this has been good. And the people that have some good empowerment coming out of this show. And really, right before we go, we're down to the last minute. Give them your information again, because I want to see people succeed, and it takes people like Kerri to allow people to succeed.
Well, thank you, Rob. It's such a pleasure to spend this hour with you. You're so insightful and ask awesome questions. As a coach, I love that. Again, my phone number is 954-384-8847. That's ipotentialcoaching.com, k_myers@ipotentialcoaching.com.
And anyway, if you could give somebody one tidbit in about 20 seconds, what would it be? Just one thing that would move them forward first.
That one thing would be